We started this piece 20 years ago in San Diego, BorderTown. And at that time, it was a lot going on the border with Proposition 187 and different president. But now, 20 years after that, we're still seeing problems on the border intensified. So it is a remixed, remastered, and it's a more volatile time. So the play is going to be a reflection of that.
You know, and I'm glad you brought up 187. I mean, the images, it was Pete Wilson who was our governor.
Whoa, you're going political, dude. Whoa, let me stop you. Whoa. No.
Well, it's a narrative that they gave back then when we originally did it, and you're right, it was Governor Pete Wilson with the scare of 187. It was scapegoating population, and it is one of the tactics used when an oppressor wants to blame all the woes of the government and what's happening in the country or what's happening in the state. They blame it on another entity, that being the Latinos, the Mexicans. And now the same thing is happening with Trump. He's blaming not only illegal immigrants in general, families, and even Salvadorians, where the majority are, law-abiding, peaceful people, but we see the image of MS-13, the gang members, and that's what they want to kind of illustrate, that that's what Salvadorians are about. So we're going to tackle that head on in this piece.
Melania had a kidney surgery yesterday, and the Latinos were blamed.
Yeah.
And
I don't
think that's fair. We had nothing to do with it. I don't know what she caused her kidney malfunction, but we got blamed for it. I don't think that's fair.
What else do you think is not fair?
Your line of questioning, sir. You are out of order, sir. You know, it's funny. It's a good question. We just don't come at the material that way. We come at the material with how can we do it better? What stories are surprising? It's kind of a shadowland, borderland, badlands out there. I spent 2 years out there since 2016 to now, literally, and what surprised me at times was in the shadows in between, those big mountains and those roadside shrines and crosses where people do lose their lives, that we find amazing stories of human kindness and ability and sanctuary. And part of that has to do with, finding American Jesuits in Nogales, Mexico, and Sisters of Mercy and safe houses, and talking to border agents and lawmen and lawwomen, and really trying to come at the border not just from two sides. There's this side of the border and that, but a 360. Kind of a 360 view of the border, so that we can challenge ourselves to say, or to actually get away from the idea of victims and binary, signifiers, good guys, bad guys, white hats, black hats. There was a border agent that lost his life at a culvert near between Phoenix and Tucson. And right away, the presidential tweets were like, border wall now, using the death of a Latino U.S. border agent, the wall's now more than ever. And it turns out it's this great mystery that there has to be an internal U.S. Customs and Border Protection's inquiry, because there were no illegal aliens.
Could have been an accident.
It looks like it was an accident, or some sort of incident that happened within the border agent. But it's fun to call BS when it's BS, and at the same time, it's important that we not let a very corrupt Mexican government off the hook. Cartels, the culture of death, and Juarez, Mexico is one of the most dangerous cities in the world. But when you go to Juarez, across from El Paso, you'll find a very thriving music scene that completely feeds Coachella. Okay, so. We'll take pause and say, well, what's that about? What's that creativity about? Where is the creative culture and arts penetrating into the U.S. where the politicians have failed? And that's where a group like Culture Clash comes in. We're we're kind of humanitarians in a way, although it's not, you know, something that we carry on our sleeves, but we have found that 9 times out of 10, the people willing to talk, including cops, and border militia guys, civilian militia guys, and of course the crossers themselves, and you get a more full picture that way. And it's nice to make noise and get it out there, because I mean Fox News is running the country now, and we've got to make some noise on the other side.
And we're putting a face on the militia guy too, and these people that we spoke with that are telling us what's happening in their backyard. You know, the problems with having people cross, you know, and what they're doing to just regular ranchers. So we're going to explore that. And what's great is that we're doing it in Pasadena, which we've never been to the Pasadena Playhouse. It's a whole new audience out here. And it's going to be great to not have the answers, but to have dialogue with this audience on a nightly basis.